Okay, another super inspired yoga class for us. We're actually gonna start on our knees, sit bone on our ankles, our toes are tucked. You can place your hands on your knees or kind of just rest them in between your legs. And then we're gently gonna close our eyes and begin to find our breath. We're going to inhale, making sure our chest is up. We're lengthening our spine and then rolling our shoulders back. Just getting settled into our body, becoming mindful of our body and our breath as we begin our practice. So gently inhaling through our nose, bringing oxygen into our entire body. And then exhale as you wish. Just relaxing, inhaling through your nose, deep inhale, and then exhale, releasing and relaxing. One more inhale, deep inhale, preparing ourselves for practice, and then exhaling, just gently preparing. We can set an intention for our practice, such as focusing on our stretches, focusing on our breathing, on strengthening, on going slow and making sure to focus on our body through our practice. We feel different every day. Some days I feel more flexible, some days I feel less flexible. Some days I need to be gentler, and some days I can kind of push my stretches a little bit more than usual. Depends on how active or how inactive I've been. So just keep that in mind. As always, I'd like to take a moment of gratitude for taking the time to honor my breath and my body. And then gently beginning to open our eyes. We're going to open up our knees a bit and then come down into our child's pose. So you can keep your feet together and then just walk your hands out in front of you and then bring your chest and your forehead down, just gently feeling that stretch at the beginning of your practice. Just breathing, stretching your arms out, tiptoeing your fingers up, and then exhale. On the next inhale, you can bring your head up a little bit, and to kind of wiggle around, we're going to walk our hands over to the left side, and then just stretch, and then drop our chest and our forehead down. And then kind of tiptoe your hands further, whatever feels good. And then lifting our head, we're just going to walk our hands towards the other side, keeping our legs in place. And then chest and head can come down again. Just feeling that nice stretch, making sure we're leaning back on that sit bone and breathing into that stretch in our sides. And then inhaling our head up, walking our hands back forward, and then back towards us. We're going to come back into a tabletop position. So still just warming up our body. We want our wrists beneath our shoulders, our spine neutral, and our knees below our hips, and our feet are tucked onto the mat or onto the ground. So to start, we're going to drop our belly down and then inhale our head up. And then to exhale, we're going to tuck our toes and lift our knees up, letting our shoulder blades come apart, pushing away from the mat, crown of the head to the mat. So just engaging our entire body, just holding for a few breaths. And then we're going to drop back down and tuck our toes, inhale up. And then with your own breath, you're going to tuck your toes, lift your knees, and then push away from the mat, making sure your shoulder blades are coming apart. Crown of the head can fall towards the mat. We're engaging our entire body, and then dropping our knees, tucking our toes, lifting our head up. And then one more, exhaling, tucking our toes, just lifting our knees about an inch off the mat, dropping our crown of the head towards the mat, and then just holding. Making sure our shoulders are on top of our wrists. And then dropping our knees back down We can leave our toes tucked. We're preparing to come into down dog. So just gently lifting your sit bone up. You can keep your knees bent. You're going to come up into a down dog with your knees bent. Your gaze can go towards your toes. We're just warming up our body. And with your own breath, you can start walking your dog out. So one heel back, the other knee forward. Just feeling your body, making sure your arms remain engaged. Your fingertips, your palms are all pressing into the mat. Making sure you're not overextending your elbows. You can kind of micro bend your arms, but make sure they're engaged. And then when you're ready, you can bring both heels towards the back of the mat into a still downward dog. You're sucking your belly button in, your sit bones going to the sky, and you're breathing into the stillness. You're breathing into the stretch. You're breathing into the engagement. And then micro bending our knees and bringing our gaze towards our hands. We're going to start walking our feet up towards our hands, super gentle. And then keeping our knees bent, we're going to fold forward. Crown of the head goes towards the mat, making sure our ankles are together, our knees are together. We're folding from the hips and not from our back. So even if that brings you to about halfway, that's fine. And then just dropping the crown of your head towards the mat. You can grab your elbows if you'd like. And then just really start focusing on how your body feels today. You can drop the crown of the head towards the mat. Just making sure you're breathing into your engaged stretch. And then exhale, kind of relaxing. And just holding the stretch. Awesome. Bring our hands back to the mat. We're going to roll up our spine one vertebrae at a time. Bringing our gaze forward and then our arms all the way up. And then exhale, releasing our arms back down. Making sure our entire body's engaged. We're going to inhale, arms up. And then exhale, stretching out and all the way back down. Awesome. One more time. We're going to keep our gaze forward, inhaling, arms up. You can kind of clasp your hands and then drop over to the left side. Just stretching, making sure your legs remain engaged, feeling nice stretch in your side. And then inhaling up, straight forward, and then exhaling to the other side. Making sure your spine is kind of staying on a plane. You're just folding to the side just to feel a gentle stretch. Inhaling up and then exhaling to the other side. Maybe you can go a little bit further this time. Inhaling up. Tucking our chin, lifting our chest, and then exhaling to the other side. Awesome. Gently coming back up. Releasing our hands and then sucking our belly button in, leading with our chest. We're going to fold all the way forward. Awesome. Crown of the head can fall towards the mat. So for a halfway lift, we're keeping our hands on the mat. We're going to inhale our head up, lengthening our spine, and then exhale, walking our feet towards the back of the mat. We're going to start with a few sun salutations to warm up our whole body. So engaging our core, our entire body. We're dropping down, chaturanga, touching our toes, looking up, pressing up, upward facing dog. And then untucking our toes, lifting our sit bone, coming into downward facing dog. Again, our feet are hips distance apart, our hands, our shoulders width apart. We're lifting our sit bone, gaze can go towards our toes, and we're engaging our body, just breathing, holding our stretch. Inhaling our head up towards our hands. We're going to start walking our feet up. Awesome. This time our feet can come about hips distance apart. And then we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Inhaling, arms all the way up. Exhale, releasing arms back down. Gaze remains forward. Inhaling, arms up. And then we're going to exhale, forward fold, leading with our chest. Bringing our hands down to our feet. And then using our peace fingers, we can kind of grab our toes. If you can't go that far, you can just grab your ankles. And we're going to inhale into our stretch and then exhale, release coming down into a forward fold with our elbows coming out, crown of the head towards the mat, just deepening our forward fold stretch. If you need to, you can micro bend your knees, whatever feels good. This is your practice. Remind yourself of your intention at the beginning of practice. Just stay humble and listening to your body. Releasing our hands from our feet. We're going to inhale our chest all the way back up. Inhaling arms up. And then coming back into a sun salutation, we're going to exhale, forward fold. And then walking our feet back into that plank position. Coming down into chaturanga. Chest almost to the mat. Tucking our toes. Looking up, pressing up into upward facing dog. And then untucking our toes, we're lifting back into our downward facing dog. As we find stillness in our downward facing dog, on the next inhale, we're going to lift our right heel to the sky. Just making sure our hips remain square to the mat. Gaze can go towards our toe. And then we're going to bend our knee and then open up our hips slightly into a slight twist, opening our chest. Awesome, just breathing, making sure both hands are still on the mat. And then exhale, coming back, hips square. We're going to exhale our knee to our chest. Keeping our knee bent, we're going to bring it back up. And then opening it up, we're going to open up into our scorpion. Exhaling back, knee to chest. Inhaling, right knee up. Opening up. And this time we're going to bring our knee to our outside elbow. Opening up. And then bringing our foot back into downward facing dog. Awesome. Finding our breath in downward facing dog. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our left heel towards the sky. Making sure our hips remain square. And then bending our left knee, we're going to open up our hips. Gaze goes through our legs into our scorpion. Slightly coming back up. Hips become square and then knee to chest. Inhaling, keeping our legs bent. Knee goes up and then opening up our hips. Coming back down, knee to chest. Inhaling, knee up and then opening up. And then exhaling our knee to our outer elbow. Holding for a second. Inhaling, knee up. Opening up. And then exhaling, foot back to the mat, coming into our downward facing dog. So our hands are on the mat. Everything is pressing into the mat. Our heels are going towards the mat. We're lifting our sit bones, sucking our belly button in. Belly button to our spine. And then exhaling, coming into our plank position. So making sure everything is engaged, our knees are together, our ankles are together. We're going to drop down into our chaturanga and then rolling forward into our upward facing dog. Slightly different with our legs together and then tucking our toes, lifting our sit bone, coming into downward facing dog. Awesome. Again, we're going to inhale our right heel up and then exhaling our foot in between our hands. So you can kind of walk it forward, scooch it forward, or bring it all the way in between your hands. This is our crescent pose. It's kind of like a lunge position. Our front leg is at a 90 degree. You can bring your back leg out a little bit to kind of widen your stance and get a stronger foundation. And then pressing into the mat with both legs, making sure our back leg is engaged. We're going to inhale our both arms up, bring our chest up, and our weight centered between our legs. Into our warrior one. Inhaling, arms up. And then exhale, slightly sinking down, bringing that front knee out slightly, holding that position. Inhaling, arms up, gaze is forward, and then exhale, our back foot parallel with the back of the mat, arms out, gaze goes forward into our warrior two. So making sure our front knee is still kind of pressing outward, our arms are out and engaged, our chest is up. breathing to hold our position. On the next exhale, we're going to release our front leg, still keeping everything engaged. And then deep inhale, our chest up. And then exhale, bringing our top half of our body over lower half of our body. And then bring our front hand down to our ankle or shin or down onto the mat in front of us. Other arm goes up overhead into our triangle. So we're stacking our shoulders. Our gaze can go up towards our hand. We're making sure our legs are engaged. We feel a stretch in our legs. And then we're looking up, engaging our arms, feeling that stretch in our side. And then gently coming back up and dropping our leg into warrior two. We're going to exhale our back arm behind our back, and then front arm goes up towards the sky as far back as you can stretch it. Gaze is up, front knee is going outwards, we're sinking down, we're feeling a nice stretch. Our core is always engaged. On the next inhale, we're going to bring our arms back out into warrior two, and then turning our entire body forward, bringing both feet towards the front of the mat. Inhaling, arms up overhead, gaze is forward, chin slightly tucked, and then sucking our belly button in, leading with the chest, forward fold. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of our legs, finding our breath. Halfway lift, we're going to inhale, just our head up, lengthening our spine, and then exhale, walking our feet towards the back of the mat. Awesome. Just holding our plank position, engaging our core, our legs, and then exhaling down to the mat, chaturanga, tucking our toes, looking up, pressing up, upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. So sit bone to the sky, making sure our shoulders are coming away from our ears, we're engaging our arms, our core, coming into our downward facing dog. We're going to inhale our left heel up to the sky, and then exhaling our foot in between our hands. So again, we want to get our front foot right underneath our front ankle. Our hands are on the outside of our foot. Our back heel is going towards the back of the mat. Our back leg is engaged, getting a solid foundation, pressing our front foot into the mat. We're going to inhale our arms up into warrior one. Awesome. Inhaling, arms up. And then sinking down, pressing our front knee outward, making sure our back leg is still engaged. Just holding and finding stillness. Inhaling our chest up. And then exhaling, turning our body, bringing our back leg parallel with the back of the mat. Arms go out, chest remains up into our warrior two. So deep inhale, chest up, holding it, finding your own breath. And then exhale, sinking down. Awesome. On the next exhale, you're going to release your front leg. And then again, making sure your legs are engaged, you're going to exhale, top half of your body over the bottom half. And exhale, front hand to your shin or to the mat. Other arm overhead, and then gaze goes up towards the sky into triangle. So holding our triangle, we're stacking our shoulders. We're making sure our weight is centered between our legs. We feel a nice stretch in the side of our body. We're engaging our core and sucking our belly button in. On the next inhale, we're gently going to come back up, arms out, dropping into that warrior two. Inhaling, chest up, arms go out, and then exhaling our back hand behind our back, and then other arm up and overhead. Gaze goes up, we're finding our breath, we're sinking down, making sure our front knee is driving outwards. We're never caving it in. On the next inhale, you can bring your arms back out into that warrior two. Release that front leg, turning your whole entire body forward. Bring both feet towards the front of the mat. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Hands can come down to the mat or behind your legs. You can kind of assist yourself to bring your stretch a little bit further if you're warmed up. Crown of the head is falling towards the mat. You're sucking your belly button in. Bring your hands down to the mat. Halfway lift. You're going to inhale, lengthening your spine. And then exhale, walking or jumping your feet towards the back of the mat into that plank position. Awesome. So your knees are together, your feet are together. You're gonna inhale, engaging your core, and then exhaling, exhale down into push-up. And then turning our entire body, side plank, we're gonna lift our left arm towards the sky, stacking our shoulders, and then finding your own flow. You're gonna bring your hand back down, turning your hips square, push up, and then lifting your right arm towards the sky. On an inhale, stacking your shoulders, and then exhale, bring your hand back down, push up, and you're gonna do that 3 times, just finding your own flow. Inhaling, arm up, exhaling, hand to the mat, hips go square, dropping down with an exhale, and then inhaling, arm up, side plank. Last one, hand down to the mat, hips square, push up, turning towards one side, side plank, hand back to the mat, push up, other side plank, stacking our shoulders and our hands, hand back towards the mat, last push up, chaturanga, looking up, pressing up, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Finding our own breath in downward facing dog. On the next inhale, we're going to start walking our feet towards our hands. This time they're going to come to the outside of our hands. Awesome. So just a slightly open leg forward fold, hinging from the hips, dropping our crown of the head towards the mat. And then we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Gaze goes forward, and then inhaling runs all the way up. And then exhaling, hands into prayer. So driving our knees out, we're going to come down into Malasana, keeping our chest up, butt back slightly, coming all the way down into Malasana, or squat position. Just breathing into our Malasana. You can push your elbows into your knees. Gaze is forward. Just winding down at the end of our practice. Awesome. Holding Malasana. You can gently close your eyes. Exhaling, hands to the mat. We're going to drop our butt back onto the mat. Knees together, feet together. And then balancing on our sit bones. We're going to inhale our arms out. Gently keeping one foot planted on the mat, bringing our right foot up. Push our right foot from the knee, and then bringing our left hand onto the outside of our right foot. We're going to inhale, stretching it out, turning our body, stretching back, reaching back. Inhaling, chest up, and then exhale, slight twist. Inhaling, gently coming back forward, dropping our foot to the mat. We're going to inhale our left foot to the mat. Or excuse me, there's distractions everywhere. Left foot up, and then grabbing the outside of our foot with our opposite hand. We're going to twist back, stretch back. Slight twist at the end of our practice. If you can't go all the way, that's fine. Just go to whatever's comfortable. Just feeling a nice little twist in our back. You can stretch your leg out. Your practice is your practice. And then super gently coming back forward, dropping our foot down. We're going to lay our body down onto the mat. Coming into our Savasana, legs can come out in front of us. We're dropping our hands down next to us. Gently closing our eyes. And then just resting in our Savasana for a few minutes after practice. So Savasana is kind of a resting pose or a little meditation after our practice. Very vital to our practice. Important not to miss. So just letting our breath return to normal. If we need to, we can kind of take a deep inhale, bringing that extra last bit of oxygen in through our entire body to cleanse it out.
Let's see how many we can get.
And then exhale, just releasing anything and everything that you didn't get to release in your practice. Just let it go, let it fall onto the mat, release it onto the mat, let it all go. One more deep, deep inhale. And then exhale, just letting yourself melt onto your mat. We're gonna stay here for a minute or two. Just taking a moment and letting our breath return to normal, our heart rate return to normal, letting our body recalibrate. We can slightly take notice of how we feel after our practice. We can kind of do a body scan and breathe into any parts that might need a little extra love. Just with your own breath, feel your body. Just scan your body with your breath. Inhaling into the whole body. And then exhale, just releasing everything out of the body that you don't need anymore. Taking note of our peace and calm at the end of our practice. We can kind of take note of this. We can take this with us and carry it with us through the rest of the day. I always love stretching my body at the beginning of the day, knowing I took care of that. I feel like I can take care of anything thereafter. If you start thinking about anything, just return to your breath. Return to how your body feels. Just keep it here, keep it now. And when you're ready, you can start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arm up over your head. Stretch your entire body out, however you wish. Just keep your eyes closed. You can bring your knees to your chest, slightly hugging them. And then coming back up into a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Or onto your knees as we started, whatever you wish. Hopefully feeling a little better than when you sat down at the beginning of your practice. I want you to remind yourself of your intention. See if you met your intention. If not, take it to your next practice. One more moment of gratitude for stretching, breathing, moving our body, honoring ourselves and our space, and honoring being alive. This is what it is to be alive.
Do you see that way each one, or you want to switch?
Bring our hands into prayer in front of our chest. Namaste. The light in me really honors the light in you. Namaste. Cheers. Have a good day.
All right, that's one. Never mind. You start off, Dylan.